In 1965, US government gave some aid to India. Let's just take it as an example. Now, what is the example here is that how US aid is coming and what are the conditions they are putting when giving aid. Because ultimately, US aid is a tool of their foreign policy. So, in 1965, as an example, we see that US has funded India or helped India with $67 million. Why? For establishing a fertilizer factory. Where was this factory established? Chennai or then Madras, we can say. Now, what was the conditions? While they have given us aid in in establishing this particular factory, the condition was that a private American company should be given the distribution. So whatever is produced in this particular factory, the distribution of this factory is controlled by private American company. So what is US doing there? US is furthering its capitalistic goals. US is furthering the development of its own companies. While giving aid to India, it is putting condition that only American company can distribute the fertilizer produced in India. At the same time, it is also putting another condition that the surrounding areas or few kilometers of the radius of this particular factory, India should not establish any other such similar factories, because that should not be a competition to US. So while giving aid, US wants to reduce its competition, and also it wants to secure market for American companies. So here we can say clear cut that conditions are always there. But these conditions, even Indian government started evolving by time. And slowly after the 90s, we see there was a growth. Indian economy was growing. There was a boom in the economy. India was becoming an economic power slowly. And on the basis of these powers, we see there was a change in Indian policy towards the US aid. So how is India shifting its focus? From 2004 onwards, India has clearly said no to US aid. We don't want your aid. If the aid is coming with conditions, right? Aid with conditions? No. India said a big no. We don't want any aid with conditions. And instead, we see and we stopped receiving US aid. And slowly, we started increasing partnerships. We started increasing collaborations. So instead of taking aid as charity from US, getting ourselves exposed to such conditions, no, because India's economic power was rising, because the circumstances were changing, and we also taking the benefit of such circumstances, no, we wanted partnerships. We went for collaborations with US. We see the civil nuclear deal with US was signed in the year 2008. And after that, we have seen a lot of such collaborations. We have seen the NASA, ISRO collaborations. We have seen military cooperations. And we are also buying a lot of weapons from US. So, while maintaining our identity, while maintaining our equality, while maintaining our principles, we are no more taking any charity from US. We are working equally as partners, as collaborators in different phases. And therefore, the conditions have been changing. So from 1951, when India was not even having sufficient food, to now becoming an economic power, the conditions of receiving US aid have changed. Now, we'll see what are the implications. As we have seen the different phases and evolving nature of India, and now, coming back to the topic, coming back to the current affairs, we have seen that Trump has frozen the US aid. Trump has frozen the funds. Now, no more funds are being released for the next 90 days temporarily, and maybe in future, permanently, the US aid might be declining. So, what are its implications for the world? In what way will it impact the world? So definitely we can say in various countries where US missions was working, as we have seen 130 plus countries where US was working with various governments, we can see that it might affect increasing hunger, increasing poverty, decreasing efficiency in disease management, decreasing efficiency in poverty alleviation methods. So definitely many countries are going to suffer. People might get more poor in various countries. And this can also be taken as opportunity by Russia and China, where US fund has stopped. Where US fund has frozen, the same time Russia can extend its arm. Russia can extend its support. China can extend its support. And to the same countries where US was supporting earlier, now these two countries can increase their influence. So that might be another implication of the decision taken by Trump administration. Now, in this scenario, how India will get affected? What would be the impact on India? When US aid funding is getting frozen, when US employees are getting back to their country, how will it impact India? So, as we have seen from 2004 onwards, as we have declined US aid with conditions, from that particular time, we see there is a declining trend in US aid coming to India. The first and the foremost thing, there is a decline in the funds that are coming to India. And the second thing is, we are building our own reliability. We are trying to become more self-sufficient, as it is said, Atmanirbhar Bharat. So therefore, we are not trying to depend on any foreign power for our own needs. Thereby, see, whatever the aid was there, USAID, it actually funded, or the US aid that was coming to India, the amount was simple, a small pie in the whole social infrastructure of India. A lot of our social welfare projects are funded by our own money. US aid was simply a small pie, a small part of it. And therefore, during the period as we have increased our reliability, during the period where we have increased our self-sufficiency, we are capable. We are now in a position to handle the discrepancies or the disturbance that are going to cause. Therefore, in the short term, there might be some pain. In the short term, there might be some pain that India might face, but this might not be a bigger pain. India can manage, and India can easily adjust to this new position. And not only India can adjust, but this particular thing is also opening vast opportunities for India. So what are the vast opportunities that India is going to get? See, at the same time when US aid funding is decreasing, India can step up. India can step up its cooperation with other countries. Where can India play a major role? This will give India an opportunity to play a major role in South Asia and Southeast Asia. India can help these countries. India can extend an arm of help to various countries in South Asia and Southeast Asia. So this might be a great opportunity for India. Then how should India do this? If this opportunity has to be utilized, we have to prioritize our interests. While taking care of our own interests, we should never undermine the interests of foreign countries. So by taking care of our interests and not undermining the interests of foreign countries, not undermining the interests of foreign countries where India might be or India would be investing, taking this an opportunity, this will definitely help India. This will make India more strong. This will make India more progressive. And this will definitely lead to India's aspirations of becoming Vishwa Guru. That's it for this topic. Thank you very much.